So good morning. Welcome to, this is Rainbow Warriors today. And we're going to do a few little rainbows today. It's going to make us all feel a little brighter, rainbows generally do. I'm in a place, this is called Hotel Excelsior. And I've got the old town behind me. And actually I was thinking, where do I know this word Excelsior from? I don't know if anybody's seen Silver Linings Playbook, but absolutely brilliant film. And one of the characters in it, Pat, he's got this word, he says it's Excelsior, Excelsior, and it means ever upward is what it means. But he says, how he puts it is, I'm going to take all this negativity and I'm going to use it to fuel me, and I'm going to find a silver lining. So we're going to find our rainbow, our silver lining. That's our kind of intention for today. And I couldn't really be in a better place for this. So I hope you're feeling some of the Croatian energy. I'm sending it down the line to you. Let's take a moment just to find our seat. So finding your sit bones, just as if like nestling in, and give the shoulders a bit of a shake out anything you don't need for the next hour. And just let the hands rest on the knees with the eyes closed as we take a moment just to breathe together. Breathing in, coming into your body. Breathing out, arriving home. Breathing in, coming into your body. Breathing out, arriving home. Just take a moment to notice how you're feeling today. Physically, mentally, emotionally. And just welcome it all. Just noticing, just accepting and welcoming however you're feeling today. And take a moment to remind yourself above all else to take care, to honor the body, honor the sensations in the body. Always just be seeking out what feels good, what feels right for you. Your body will tell you. I'm going to gently start to move. You're going to have your focus on the sit bones to start with. So as you bring the chest, the torso forward, you're on the front of the sit bones. You're on one sit bone, the back of the sit bones. Just find that circle underneath you. As you slowly start to move, remember, we do this at the beginning of every class, but what you arrive here with is something different every single day. So approach it with the mindset of a curious child. I think it's a good way to see it. Sort of a playful, curious energy. So as you start to get into it, you're going to find that you've got a little bit more range of movement. And actually, I've got a little jar of peanut butter here. This reminds me of like a jar of peanut butter. It's this sort of movement. It's like you're scraping out the edge of the jar as you move. That's kind of the way our movement works. So it's not like totally floppy, but it's like reaching and extending into the space around you. And then let's change over the cross of the legs and go in the other direction. So reaching out into the space around you and just allowing the body to move naturally and freely. What we want to do is we want to get sensation. We want to feel everything. Get out of the thinking mind and into the feeling body. Now come into a stop. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to bring the back of the wrist just to the inside of the knee there. And what you're going to do is just you're going to rotate the wrist and just notice what happens to the arms. So this is kind of our preparation for 3 cups of tea, which we're going to do today, because I thought it's one of my favorite things to do at the moment. And this kind of frees up all the this stuck energy around the shoulder blades, where we tend to hold tension and grief here. Actually, when we go like this, it can help release that energy. Now see if you can go full circle. So you're going to be coming onto the front of the wrist. You're going to have to move, and you can still be kind of moving the torso around. So just letting the body respond to that movement of the hand. Now we're going to take this left elbow, we're going to bring it across the body to the inside of your right knee, and then you can kind of imagine you got a tree behind you and you're kind of a bear scratching your back on a tree. So really push the shoulder blades against the skin of the back. Just try and free up that energy there. Getting into the sticky bits. That's a technical term. Might not be so bad on this side if you're right-handed. Now lifting up, and now shake out the arm. It's a really good shake, as if flicking water off the hands. Now rest that hand down by the side, close the eyes. Can you feel the difference between the sides? It's the magic beneath the skin. Maybe you feel less fizziness. Things being elevated, so our fascial network hugely connected to our nervous system. Let's do the other side. And this arm feels a little bit dead now, doesn't it? And let's get it all activated. The body's so clever. So clever. And get rid of stuff out the body without even really need to go into the story of where it's come from. The body just knows how to rid itself. You maybe feel it a little bit more this side, especially if you're right-handed and just from using a phone or doing things with your thumb or on a mouse. Now let's go full circle. Just letting everything else be free. Notice how everything's connected. This doesn't make any sense, does it? That's going to do nothing. This whole web around us, which is a fascial network. Everything speaks to each other. It's a fascinating subject. That's a really good joke. Okay, take the arm over onto the inside of the elbow to the inside of the left knee, and then rub the back against the tree. As if trying to push your shoulder blades up right onto the skin, scratching an itch up there. Releasing. And what we get is places that it's like hardened chewing gum. Now lifting up, give the arm a shake. Flick it all out. All that stuff we've just released. Flick it all out. And then swing the legs behind and let's come onto the knees. Oh, nearly sat on some. It's like pigeon poo. Let's see. And I'll tuck the toes under and sit back onto the heels. So if you can, and you can stay facing me, I'll just show you, demonstrate from the side. You can spread out every single toe onto the mat, and even lift off the knees here as well. Just stretch the feet out. Our feet, as you've probably heard of our plantar fascia, our receptors in the body. I'm going to help. Stretching out the feet is going to help soften the whole superficial back line of the body. All that. Now bring the knees down, take the hands in front. So big pause, spread out your fingers and look forward. So we've got a crouching tiger. We're going to do a little wave today as well. We're going to get a little warm just by lifting off the knees and stay crouchy. Okay, see if you can even sit back onto the heels. This is going to generate summer heat. So if it gets too much, just drop the knees down. Keep smiling, keep breathing. That's really important. Breathe in, well, that's self-explanatory, well, that's important. Smiling helps you stay relaxed through it, tricks your body into thinking it's easier than it is. Good, now drop the knees down, sit back onto the heels. Now suck the belly in and round the back. You're going to float forward until the shoulders come over the wrists. Now lift the tailbone, lift the head and sit back, crouching tiger. So we're going to round as you come forward. Then the tailbone lifts. The elbows need to slightly soften here so you can really drop the belly, lift the head as you come back. So we start to develop this kind of wave in action. So how our body actually works is in arcs, spirals, and waves. And find that continuous loop of movement. Now this is level 1. 3 levels to this one. You can always go back to level 1 if you need to. Level 2, we sit back onto the heels, you push down into the hands and you lift up to a down dog. Let's just take a moment there. If you're in down dog, to walk through the feet just, and maybe even just back, have a little bounce there. So release everything. Okay, so here's level 2. Level 2, we're going to round coming forward. So you lift off the heels, you draw the belly in, and you round the back as you come forward to drop the hips down so they're in line with the shoulders. You might need to move the feet from here. So we come to a plank. Then we drop the knees down. Then we lift the head. We sit back towards the seat. We'll push down into the hands. We'll lift off the knees. The spine's long. Press the heels down, draw the belly in, waving forward to a plank. Drop the knees down, lift the tailbone, lift the head, sit back onto the heels. Lift the knees, lift the tailbone, down dog, drawing the belly in, rounding forward. We drop the knees, we lift the head, we sit back. Now have a pause there. That probably got you nice and warm. That's level 2. Level 3, I'm just going to show you first of all. Level 3 would be down dog, wave into plank, strong belly, the knees just hover, you sit back, tailbone lifts. And then we start to get this delicious like wave in the body. Now don't worry if you don't get it straight away. At some point it'll all start to like connect together. So let's do it together. Let's start in a crouching tiger. Remember, you can bring the knees down if you like. So sit back onto the heels. Looking forward, push down into the hands, lift up the tailbone, down dog. Draw in the belly, so suck the belly and tighten the belly. Back round as you come down, shoulders over the wrists. Knees down or knees off. Tailbone lift, you look up as you sit back onto the heels. You push down into the hands, you lift up the tailbone, you draw on the belly, and we wave. You try it a couple of times, just bringing the knees down. Remember to breathe and remember to smile, so stay relaxed in the face and jaw. And then if you want to take this a step further, you just hover the knees off. So we go down dog, we wave to plank. You just hover the knees. Remember to lift the head. You've got long spine as you come back, that arch as you come forward. And then gradually, you're going to start to build in this wave. So it becomes this delicious undulation of the spine. And there's where the magic is. In the waves, in the spirals. Okay, make this the last one and drop the knees down. Sit back onto the heels and take the arms alongside the legs, the forehead down to the floor, and take a rest here in a child's pose. As you breathe out, open the mouth and just have this sense of really breathing out anything the body doesn't need. don't even need to think about what it is. Be stuff that's been stuck in the spine. Just like breathe it all out on the out breath. It's a long, smooth inhale. And we want to get to a point where we've fully recovered. You know the body and your system is in balance. When the inhale and the exhale, you can get them of equal length. So just start to soften the exhale now. Make it longer. Have a slight pause at the top of the inhale. And a slight pause at the bottom of the exhale. Let's see if we can get that balance. Now let's lift up, sit back onto the heels and just take the hands, and we're just going to do some figure of eights with the hands. So clasp the hands together and make figure of eights. That might have been tough on the wrist, that sequence, and that's usually because the core's actually having to work pretty hard when we're waving like that. And then when the core starts to feel, you can feel it a little bit in the wrist. But this is a lovely thing to do, especially if you work at a keyboard. Just do this regularly and keep the wrists healthy. Okay. So let's do some tigers. One of my favorite animals. So what we're going to do, we're going to come to all fours. Tigers are resilient. It's all about the psoas muscle as well. So we're going to take the right leg back. I'm going to lift it up in the air. Right, it's like a cat. Now you're just nice and buoyant. So you don't need to think that you're really, rigid. Just everything's kind of buoyant. You inhale, the head, the leg lifts. As you exhale, you bring the knee to the chest and you round the back. You draw the belly in. You inhale, you're going to sweep that leg back. Lift up the legs, lift up the head. And exhale, bring the knee to the chest. So there's level one. Now, if you want to go a little harder on this, you can tuck the toes on the left foot. The inhale's the same. The leg goes back. The exhale, as the right knee comes to the chest, you push down into the earth and lift off the left knee. So it's like a bit of a cycle motion. So we inhale, take the right leg back. Lift up the head. Exhale, right knee comes to the chest. Lift off the left knee if you want to. It's just an option. On this next one, what we're going to do, we're going to take the right leg back, lift up, give it a shake, and bring the knee underneath you. Maybe the left knee lifts off. You lift off the left knee, you push the earth away. Now look between the hands, draw the belly in. See if you can draw it in even more, lift off that back heel and step foot between the hands. Now it can take years to do that smoothly. See if you do manage to do that smoothly, then don't worry. Let's just hands, I'm facing you. So what we're going to do, we're going to come up to the upright from here. So in fact, let's drop the knee down first of all. Take the arms up and then open them out. And just take the head side to side. It's a bit like walk like an Egyptian. That one. Anyway. Now release the arms down. Keep them nice and loose. Now your option is to keep this back knee down, or you can lift up to a upright lunge with this back knee lifted. And here we want the front knee over the front ankle, and we just want it to be nice and buoyant. Okay, so nothing kind of rigid. If you need to, drop this left leg, left knee down. Now we're going to take the left arm out to the side. Now 3 cups of tea. So bring the cup of tea towards me. So you're holding a cup of tea in the hand towards me. Bring it in towards the belly. The elbow's going to go out. You're going to take a full circle here. Just let the body lean forward. You're still holding the cup of tea. So we've got this internal rotation of the shoulder there. Then you're going to bring the arm up and over, like so you open the chest. And we bring the arm across to a lunge. Maybe you bend that back knee a little bit deeper. Now we're going to reverse that. So bring that left arm in front. Take it over towards the left. Keep holding the cup of tea. Take the arm over the head. So the heart's going to lift up here. Everything lifted. Take the arm all the way around. And then it comes into the inside. Take that arm out. Bring both hands down to the earth. Step the right foot back to join the left. And take a moment in child's pose. So surprisingly powerful what you've just done. So we're taking recovery now. So as you breathe out, feel the body soften. Okay, and then let's come back onto all fours. Back to our tiger, other side. It's powerful stuff, this. It might not feel it because we're thinking, oh, did you get, out breath and you feel like, oh, really hammered it. We don't want that. We want it to be nice and you can still be strong and soft, I think, is the nice combination. Soft meaning that, you're not really pushing too hard. So let's take the left leg back. I think of a martial artist. Strong and powerful. Moving slowly. The knee comes into the chest, the head comes to the knee. Put the left leg back. Lift up the leg. So notice how much control it takes to go really slowly. And you can stay at this level if you want a little bit more. You just tuck the right foot, toe under. You push down into the hands. So you can even bend the elbows and give yourself a little bit of leverage there as you bring the left knee to the chest. You've got that lovely tuck there. Good. Now drop the right knee down, the left leg goes back. Lift up the head, lift up the foot, and the exhale. Draw the belly in. Head to the knee. And this one, we're going to step it all the way through. So come down onto the knee, take the leg back, give it a shake first. So shake it out. Now, soften the elbows, push down into the hands, lift off that knee, draw. Left knee to the chest, push down into the hands, draw the belly in, lift up that back heel and step the foot between the hands. Give it a helping hand through if it needs it. And then drop that back knee down just to come to a low lunge. Run the arms up in the air. This time bring your hands behind the back. And just push the knuckles down towards the heels and then just up the head. And keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then just roll the head around. Is that hard for you balance? Can you notice? We use our eyes so much for balance. And now release the hands. You're going to come up to the upright to a high lunge. Remember, you can drop down at any point. So we're just nice and buoyant. That back knee's bent. Both hips are facing forwards. It's just like that. It's nice. Buoyant action. Make sure this front knee is not going beyond the ankle. And you can self-regulate here. It's one of the most important things that you can learn to do. It's like to gauge for you how far down is right for you, depending on where you're at today. And then just kind of hold, drop the tailbone down. You're still going to be able to move around. So which arm are we doing? We're doing the right arm, aren't we? Yeah, holding the cup of tea, the right hand. Palm comes towards me. Hand comes in towards the waist. You go full circle. So you start to sweep it around, kind of like a lasso. You feel everything working together as a whole. You open up here, whoosh, and then you bring the arm over to a twist. Take the head with you. Let's follow that path, going back. So taking the arm. Ooh. over in front, arm up over the back of the head. Take the arm underneath. And offer that arm out. Ooh. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step the left foot back to join the right. And sit back, child's pose. Now when you land in child's pose, don't feel that you kind of have to land and stay where you've arrived, but rather just allow yourself to get nestled in, have a little wriggle, fidget, so you can feel that the body can really just soften and surrender. Big breath. Letting go. Now, lifting up onto all fours. We're going to come to standing again. So we're going to sit back onto the heels. A little bit of fun here, just if you want to. So we're going to come to a crouching tiger. You can either step the feet either side of the hands. Want to into a squat, or if you want a little bit of fun, you can have a little hop and land in a squat, and then come to standing. And just give everything a shake out. Okay, we're going to try and combine our waves and our cups of tea. That feels kind of fitting for where I am today. There's breakfast going on up there, and I can kind of smell it. I know there's cups of tea going on up there, but I can hear the waves here as well. So I'm going to stand with the feet just a comfortable distance apart. And then just bend the knees and feel the tailbone go heavy. I'm going to show you from the side how that kind of looks. Tailbone goes down, so it's not tucked under, not sticking out. It's just drop, let the weight drop heavy into the earth. Take the arms out to the side. We've got 2 cups of tea. I'm going to bring the hands forward. Now, as you do this, start to tuck the chin. Kind of happen naturally as the hands come in towards the waist. You've got this rounding of the back. The arms go around in front. So the pinkies come towards each other, and then the arms come up in the air. Now, as this happens, the whole front of the body is going to open up. The arms come around. See, everything's connected. The arms come out to the side, and we just start again. So it's actually only kind of half the sequence, but with both the arms. Arms in, round. Straighten the legs, you open the front of the body as the arms come up and they come round. So let's do that again. So kind of top, we're rounded here. Pinkies come towards each other, back to the hands, lift up the arms, straighten out the up the body, front of the body, and then we come in. So Alex, we're going to start too, just like relax a little bit. Now you've got the arm movement, just see what the body wants to do in response to that. You might start to feel you get this wave. So as the pinkies come towards each other, bend the knees, everything starts to round here. Then the pinkies come towards each other with the arms rotated. You start to straighten the legs, the hips come forward, and you open up the chest. So we've got this really nice wave starts to happen. Now don't worry if you've not got it today. Okay, it's all just practice, it's all just play. It starts to get these spot good. Okay, so one more. You can even walk around doing this. Good. Now open the arms out. Bring the hands to the hips. Take the tailbone back, make sure the feet are parallel, and bring the fingertips down to the earth. Now you can play around with how far apart your legs are with this. So seek out the sensation in the backs of the legs. And just play around with taking the weight onto the front of the foot, the back of the foot, maybe lifting off the heels and lifting off the toes. Drop the head down and fully relax the upper body, just allowing the spine to unravel. Maybe it feels nice to bend one knee at a time as well, but just go for how you feel with just this basic principle of this folding from the hips, letting the spine unravel, and just see what's going on in the back of the legs. Now bring your feet close enough so that you can come down onto the knees. And just sit and have a pause for a moment, just letting the energy settle after your inversion. And close the eyes and just tune in to your energy. Do you feel any fizziness? Still purring in the body, that's our vibrational frequency. Electrical current. Part of what we're trying to do, they call it prana in yoga, is improve our vibrational frequency, match it to nature. It's ideal. Okay, let's bring the legs around in front. Now this is a fun kind of, well, I say fun, you know, but I've got a lot of sense of what fun is, I'm sure. It's a fun new sequence for us to play around with. And the important thing is with this, it is play. So you're just going to take the legs kind of wide apart. Patch. And slowly, we're just going to start with where you're getting slight sensation, but we're not wanting to like hold rigid, you know, like draw the toes back, just nice and soft and comfortable. I can imagine the hands in sand, and you're just going to sweep the arms from side to side. Now, where you're probably going to be getting sensation is either side of the lower back, around about the QL, quadratus lumborum. These tend to be a little bit stiff in the lower back. Now, you're going to start to bring one hand behind and reach the other arm over. And we have this. So you're reaching into the space. You're not straining, but you're not flopping. It's like engaged movement. And then gradually, you're going to get a little bit more twist. And then gradually, as you reach, let's say to the right, that left hip is going to lift off. And just allow that. And once you get the feel of this one, well, I'm hoping you're going to love it. I absolutely love this sequence. I think we'll just take a pause there, because I'm gonna give you a visual on it, and then we'll do it together. So what we're gonna do, so we're gonna reach around to the, let's say the right. The left arm goes back. Let me just turn around. So the left arm goes back behind. I'm gonna slide that down. I'm gonna bring the arm around, and then I'm gonna bring the hands down. I'm gonna be almost like on the front here, but with the legs, see what's happening with underneath. Now, when I can't go any further, this left leg is going to slide off. I'm going to come down. I'm going to end up lying on the front. And then I just come the same way out it by bending that leg, lift off the knee. I'm going to take the leg back first, as far as I can. When it can't go any further, I'm going to start to push up and lift off, and then we kind of go in the other direction. Okay, so let's do that together. It'll essentially just make sure it feels nice. Okay, don't strain and think it needs to look like that. Just go for, it's like an exploration of your body. So, arms out. We're going to reach forward with the right arm. I'm going to spiral to the left. You're going to bring down behind you, and this right hip's going to lift off as you bring the right hand around to the floor behind you. It's like you take a little press up here. Sort of like just bending the elbows. So you come to lay, almost to bring the chest down. At this point, your right leg is probably going to want to lift off. So you bend the knee, and then you roll onto the front. And take a pause there. Just the hands, comfortably by the side, under the shoulders. Slightly forward. Now lift the right leg up in the air. We're going to come back into them. Out. Start to push up. When that foot connects, that leg's going to start to straighten out as you start to lift off, and we end up spiraling back up to the upright. Did everybody make it back to the upright? Yeah, so we're back to sort of start position. So let's do that again. We're going to go that way. Right. So right arm behind. We get this lovely spiral. Feel what's happening in the body. Go slow enough so you can feel everything. You can feel your edge. I can't emphasize enough just how beneficial this is for us. So we come down almost onto the belly. This left leg is going to start to slide. You start to roll onto your front. You bend the knee and you bring the hips down. And now bend the left knee to come back out of that. We lift the knee off, we open the knee out and send the foot over to the right side of the body. And the foot connects, that leg starts to straighten out, and then you end up coming all the way back up to the upright. And then you just keep going, you go to the other side. It's really nice to do this on a really good slidey floor with socks on. And it's like my favorite way to do it. In fact, it's my favorite movement. It's just sliding around on the floor. So, pretending you're all soapy. Coming down onto the back, we get this nice stretch down the outside of that left leg or IT band there. Lower down. This leg comes over. And it connects to the line in the front. Bend the right leg, lift up the knee, start to send that leg over behind you. So the slower that you go, the more reach you get. And it's just when you can't go any further, the next part of the movement starts to happen. Eventually come back up to the upright. Now slowly rolling back up to the upright. We're starting to wind down now. So seated twist, this is a lovely way to switch on vagus nerve. So we're going to take the left hand, let's take it onto the back knee, right knee, right hand behind you. Lengthen out the spine, sit tall in the sit bones, and then relax the shoulders away from the ears. Turn the head so you look behind you. Keep the eyes open and take the eyes right into the corners, the right side, as if you're trying to really look behind you. Breathe into the belly, so keep breathing, stay relaxed. Feel free to blink, so it's fine. Stay for another 5 seconds. And release. Change over the cross of the legs. Let's do the other side. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, face and jaw. Ooh, look behind you. Take the eyes to the corners. The sockets. Gazing behind you, keep breathing smoothly, using the belly to breathe. And then releasing. Let's come and lay down onto the back. Take the legs in the air. Let's take a happy baby. Feels like a happy baby kind of day. So guaranteed to cheer you up. Happy baby, you either take, so you take the knees wide, take the hands between the legs, either take hold of the ankles, or if it's available, take hold of the edges of the feet. And then you have the feet as if they're flat against the sky or the ceiling. Wherever you are, and then you just have to let the rock and roll here. You can bend and straighten legs. You roll all the way onto one side. Just have a play around. This is your playtime. Back to the cot, having a little wave around. Happy baby. Just see where your body wants to go. Okay, now one more movement. Just dropping the feet down. This is called a rainbow bridge. So have the feet flat and have the arms out to the side. Feet about hip width apart, and make sure the feet are flat. What we're going to do is push down into the feet and lift off the hips. And with the arms, we're going to draw a rainbow. So the right arm's going to come sweeping on the floor. The palm is facing the sky. Fingertips just grazing the ground as the arm comes above the head. And then kind of arcs around the head, as if you're protecting the head. Shoulder stays down. With the left arm, that arm reaches down towards your left heel. At this point, you can change position of the feet if you need to. So if you want something strong, you bring the feet in closer in towards the bottom, and the hips are lifted. So it's called our rainbow bridge. Very apt for what's happening in the universe at the moment. Open that arm out, take it out to the side. The left arm comes out to the side. Let's do the other way. So the left arm comes up over the head, sweep it around on the floor, protecting the crown, the head. And then the right arm reaches down towards the right foot. So maybe you even like just slightly move your torso so it arcs around. If it gets too much, drop the hips down. Let's just see if we can do that a couple of times each side. So open the arms out. And then arcing down, left arm down, right arm up. And then open out, rainbow to the other side. I love anything that involves a rainbow. You can probably imagine a rainbow just says to me, love in all its forms. And it's also a little bit of magic too. And one more time. Over towards the right. And then drop the tail down. Bring the knees to the chest. And just circle the knees. Do whatever feels nice. Maybe it's nice to push one knee away at a time. We're going to take the arms out to the side now. Make sure the shoulder blades are really flat and everything will be soft. And just take the legs straight up into the air. I'm going to hold them here for a few minutes. It requires effort to hold them up in the air. But just try and relax as much as you can. So we've got a deep core engagement going on, but what you want to feel like is the legs, like the top of the thigh bones, are just like plugging into the hip sockets. And then all this heavy energy is like draining out of the legs here. Really useful to do for when you go to bed. Do this, the legs up the wall for 15 minutes can help you sleep. Oh, I do this in the middle of the day. So it's like the equivalent of a power nap, 15 minutes for this. A really safe inversion as well. And we hold for another minute. If you need to, circle the feet. Point the toes, whatever feels good. Happy feet. Opening out the toes. It's another 30 more seconds. You're doing so well. Now, bending the knees. Hugging the knees to the chest. Take this next minute or so just to do whatever feels good for your body. Maybe it's massaging the lower back by moving the knees around. Maybe you want a full body stretch. Anything else that you're saying, oh yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of that right now. Is that your body what it needs? And when you're ready, get yourself cozy. Find a nice cozy place on the floor, extend out the arms and the legs. It's called Shavasana in yoga, which means corpse pose. I never think that's that cheery, really, so we call it starfish. So you're just going to have the arms and legs open wide, lay down on your back. Once you get there, have a really good wriggle and fidget. So just shake and shimmy on your back. All of a sudden, just got a little bit of chilly here. Yeah, so full body shimmy. One of the best things you can do for your body. What we want to feel like is you can get the body nice and soft, like you're kind of just burying yourself in some sand. Something like that. My body's soft like clay. And we're going to do a simple breathing technique, simple but effective. Just to help us come back into balance. It's called 4-part breathing. It's easy to remember as well. Do when you feel like you've gone off balance. So you inhale for 2. Hold for 2. Those 2s can last as long as you like. Exhale for 2. And hold for 2. So I'll give you an initial pace and then you can self-guide. So breathing in for 2. Hold without gripping. Breathing out for 2. And pause for 2 counts. Make it as smooth and soft as you can. Inhale for 2. Hold for 2. Exhale for 2. And hold for 2. Inhale for 2. Hold for 2. Exhale for 2. And hold for 2. And just do a few more of those rounds, just at your pace. Remember the counts can be as long as you like. Just make sure it's all even. Let's make this the last round. And then just breathe normally. You might feel like the breath's almost weird. Just notice how balanced you feel, if you do feel balanced. See any other sensations in the body that tell you a little bit about what your state is. And if you're feeling good, if it's a sensation, a feeling at the moment that you want to keep hold of, just gently bring the tip of the thumb and the tip of the forefinger together to create a seal. And just to anchor that in. Maybe you can feel the energy build. Know that you've always got this place that you can access whenever you need to. Now release the fingers and just give the fingers and toes a little wriggle. Start to yawn and stretch. Oh, whatever way feels good. Oh, reaching out into the space around you. And maybe having a wriggle, fidget, rock and roll. Bring the knees to the chest. Whatever feels good. Just move in a natural way. Waking yourself up. Eventually, bit by bit, finding your way back to your seat. Just take your time. Keep your eyes closed if you can. So we're going to bring the hands together. Just rub the palms together as fast as you can. Keep the eyes closed. Good, now place the palms over the eyes. Let the eyes be bathed in that lovely warm healing energy from the hands for a moment. Then slowly take the hands away, blink the eyes open. And bring the hands together at the heart. And from my wild heart to your wild heart, namaste. Namaste.